Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Banterly, the Gen Z podcast about pop culture, media, and everything in between. My name is Aidan, and Maya Shetty is back. How are you, Maya?
It's been what feels like years since I've been here, but it feels like home. I'm back again.
Where have you been?
So I have been booked and busy traveling. I've been gone 4 out of the past 5 weekends. First, I went to a graduation in New Haven. Then the next weekend, I went to Maine. And the next weekend, I went to San Francisco. And then I was just in Brazil for a week. Never been to Brazil. It's incredible. The music's great. The food's great. The views are great. And they are the most attractive people on earth. We should go there and find our husbands. I'm really not kidding about that. They're so attractive.
Add it to the list. We can go back and go on the prowl. I wanted to go to Brazil a lot when I was younger because my favorite bird is native there, the scarlet macaw.
I knew you'd say something weird like that. I feel like you'd love the Amazon when you were little.
I did. To kick it off, our question of the day is, what would be your ultra rich person hobby? I'm not really into art. I think, that's not been I don't really have any interest in buying Monets and whatever. I can hang my photos of Marilyn Monroe and Diana Agron as my art, but I am into watches and jewelry. And so I feel like collecting vintage pieces at auction, things that I probably won't wear, but just to have in a vault somewhere, I think that would be really, really special. But other things, I'm really not into sailing. I would love to be sailed, but I don't want to do it. And I don't want to be.
I don't think rich people do this sailing. I feel like they are always sailed.
Yeah. Oh my God. Rich people love
do them
sailing.
Themselves? They sail themselves?
Yeah. That's such a East Coast elitist thing. To be I'm going.
Do they sail them themselves?
Yeah, because it's a thing. You can go. You're in sailing lessons since you're younger, and that's your thing. You go sailing out on your summer cottage.
I'm thinking you're rich. You have made it.
I think
Maybe
so.
Still go sailing?
I think it depends on what type of rich you are. But I think I would like to collect jewelry and watches. How about you? Oh, and cars. I think I want a fleet of Priuses.
I could see you as a collector of things. I can see that for you as your rich hobby. I can see you being good at having assortment. I feel like when you die and pass it to your children, they'll just get a house full of cool things.
Oh, how about you? What's yours?
I think it's not really a hobby, but I would invest all of my time and money into throwing parties. I would want the best Halloween party anyone's ever seen, and I would spend $1 million on it. Full get-ups, full ensemble cast, dressed up, extras, fire breathers. I would just do everything. I would make my birthday a huge celebration, throw the biggest parties ever. I do dinner parties all the time, really fancy dinner parties where everyone's required, because all my friends are obviously going to be rich. They all have to come dressed to the tens in beautiful attire, and they'll have to sit with me at the dinner parties, and we can do it in fun places, pasta making, but we actually go to Italy and do the pasta making.
Yeah, one of the let's fly out to Paris because I want to do a caviar tasting party.
Exactly. I want the viral chocolate mousse in Paris. We need to go make an event of this. So I would spend all my money on just making events or moments. And then I'd obviously force my friends to come with me. But that would be mine. I think event throwing would be in my future.
That would be good. And my other rich person hobby will be owning a private jet, so I'll be able to get there pretty easily.
Oh my God, perfect. We can either take private jet or vintage Prius.
No, literally, a 2015 Prius before they changed the body style in 2016, there's nothing like it.
You need to buy the 2012 Prius. You need to just I'll give you my 2012 Prius. It's on its last leg. But you can join your fleet.
Oh my gosh. I am so jealous. Well, today we're talking all about rich people from the new show Sirens, an American dark comedy limited series on Netflix, created by Molly Smith Metzler based on her 2011 play El Amino P, which I've never said out loud before, but that's an interesting name. It's like 5 episodes set over the course of a single weekend at a beach estate in Martha's Vineyard.
Who's this?
This is my sister.
I didn't know you existed.
Trust me, Simone and I are very close.
Then why didn't she tell me about you?
Where are your tattoos?
I removed them.
Our matching sister tattoo?
Kiki said it was trashy.
The show takes place at the Kell Mansion in Martha's Vineyard, where Michaela Kell, played by Julianne Moore, and Peter Kell, played by Kevin Bacon, live, and they're hosting their annual gala.
Is this still their property?
Michaela, she's my boss. I get to call her Kiki. It's a really special honor. Hey!
Whoa, shielding a scepter?
Now, Michaela, aka Kiki's right-hand woman, Simone DeWitt, played by Millie Alcock, they are attached at the hip. She is her assistant. She is her sister wife. She is her everything. And then Simone's estranged sister, Devin DeWitt, shows up mad because Simone sent her an edible arrangement. And she's like, help me take care of our dad. He's sick at home. They just have a lot of family dynamics. That kind of puts a damper on this big, fancy weekend at this mansion.
The police found him in the parking lot of a 7-Eleven. I have to drive him to all of his doctor's appointments. I have to pick up all of his medications.
I can send you money.
I don't want money, Simone. I need help with Dad.
I don't do dad.
Tough titty. It's your job, too. I've been losing my mind trying to do all of this by myself. And we have some tough choices to make. He's not going to be able to take care of himself for much longer.
That's not my problem, so.
Simone.
What did you think about the show?
I watched it kind of late after a lot of people had been giving it rave reviews, and I watched it all in one day, fully binged it. I liked it enough to pay attention to keep wanting to watch it for like 6-7 hours straight. I struggled at the end, like many people did. The show was super captivating and interesting and had a lot of different, like, very stimulating plot points with the relationship dynamics. But the ending was so dissatisfying. Like, nothing about it was satisfying. And I was left feeling pretty numb. I want there to be a season 2 because I want to tie up those loose ends. But it felt like kind of a waste of an ending for how much build up there was. What did you think?
I do think the ending was rushed. And spoiler alert. Michaela, Kiki, finds out that Peter and Simone kissed. She gets an image of it from this reporter, and she kicks Simone out, gets rid of her job, takes away everything, packs up her stuff in boxes, all within a couple hours. Simone's like, oh my gosh, she has a little bit of mental breakdown, leaves, but then something compels her to run back to the house where she sees Peter on the beach, and Peter's like, I love you, Simone. Let's figure this out. So Peter, during the gala, surprises Michaela, takes her into the kitchen and is like, I want a divorce. And Michaela's like, but what? And he's like, I found your picture that you kept in the safe. Like, what were you going to do with that? And she was like, it was my insurance policy. And he's like,
you were going to spend the rest of the day, the rest of our lives, with incriminating photos of me hidden in a safe.
I wasn't going to do anything with them. They were it was just an insurance policy.
Good marriages don't need an insurance policy.
Ours does. You and your lawyers made sure of that. I gave up my career for you.
Simone comes down the stairs in her dress and basically replaces Michaela all within the span of a couple hours. She is the new Mrs. Kell, and Michaela is exiled. She's on the ferry back to Cape Cod with the rest of the plebeians by the end of it. I liked this whole switch up. I liked how they did that kind of changing of the guard. Did I like how it happened within 20 minutes? No, like they could have maybe added another episode. I mean, that's only 6 episodes. Like, just a little something to tie it up in a neater bow. I mean, this is Michaela Kell. Everything is neat. Why don't have the ending be like a little bit more put together? It felt very rushed. And I was just kind of creeped out. I was creeped out for the whole show, really, because because of Simone and Michaela's relationship was so codependent. It's like, are you guys like hooking up behind closed doors? Like, it's like, why are you looking at each other? You're bestie sisters. And at the very end, Simone has this weird, creepy smile as she's overlooking her new home's view with the sunset. And it's just weird.
Mm-hmm.
To describe their relationship a little bit more, everything was timed to a T. When Michaela would walk in, she had her smoothie. Simone made sure that she knew what flowers she would like, what ingredients in her smoothie she would like. They would do their morning runs together every morning. And just like the outfits were planned. They were just like everything that one would think would be able to do by themselves, Simone and Michaela would do it together.
Yeah, there was definitely a level of codependency, but there was also such total fear in Simone whenever something would go awry. Something really small, like the flowers being a different color than what Michaela wanted. She freaked out on the staff and caused a scene. When Michaela found out that Simone was having a relationship with Ethan, Simone had a panic attack. Like Simone freaked out and thought her life was over because her boss found out she was having like a consensual relationship with their neighbor. So it seemed really unhealthy the entire time.
Yeah.
This kind of like she's in the basement under a table crying about this. Nothing about it feels like normal or traditional boss and employer relationship. But some aren't, I guess. Some people really love their boss. It's so weird. And maybe you can tell me if you disagree with this, but I never thought that Simone wanted to actually be Kiki. Like, I thought that Simone wanted what Kiki had, but like being the wife of Peter was never something I thought she was gunning for. I also never thought she would have wanted Kiki out of the equation. Like, maybe she wanted to be seen as an equal to her eventually, but like it was very much a maternal relationship. Like it felt very like I never had the mother figure, so now I'm globbing onto this one.
I don't think in the beginning she wanted it, but I think she was just so devoted to making everything 100% perfect for Michaela. And then when the opportunity was put in her lap, she learned from Michaela, like, why you have to go through an open door if it's there for you or whatever she said. She was like, oh, this is my moment. I'm going to take it because she's been trying to reinvent herself and forget her past for her whole life. That this is the perfect way to officially enter this world, not as the help, but as the HBIC. Simone felt wronged by Michaela when she packed up all of her boxes without saying, and she wouldn't even hear her side of the story about what was happening. I mean, she knows, we'll talk about Peter later, but she didn't even want to hear what Simone had to say, nor did she believe her. Because at that point, she was like, why would I believe you? Like, you're lying to me about X, Y, and Z. How can I trust you? Which I get. I mean, would I want to be in a relationship like this? Hell to the no. But if I was, I would feel so hurt. Like if this person that I've been opening up with, I'm sure Michaela told Simone some very personal things.
Totally.
And if I didn't think that that was reciprocal, and I'm finding out all these things, and then I see you smooching my man,
Yeah.
I would pack them up, not even boxes, trash bags. I would be angry. So I get why Michaela acted the way she did. I think they were just in a toxic relationship and nobody was going to be able to come out on top. Someone's going to be wronged.
I wanted justice for Simone because I do think Michaela was dramatic to completely cut her off and pack her and send her home after she had promised her the world and didn't really give Simone a chance to explain herself at the end. She literally just packed her boxes and sent her out. But I don't think the justice Simone got was real justice because she just ended up being...
She's just back in the system.
It's back. It's the cycle never ends and the only winner here is Peter. And I think that's super unfair for the character.
All of this culminates with this final scene in the kitchen right after Peter has brought Michaela in. And it's like, I haven't been happy in this whole marriage. And she's just like, oh, it was just about the kids. Like immediately she's on the defense. She's like, no, bring the kids. Sorry, I was just stressed. Like she's trying to trying to fix it. He's like, no, I got rid of that. And then the whole conversation that we talked about prior about the insurance policy. And then Simone walks down.
Don't you look beautiful in that dress I had made for you? Hey.
And then Michaela leaves. I think you can see in her face, she's like, well, this is what it looked like. Like she's like, damn, okay, this is how I go out. And she took herself out. Like she didn't fight it. She didn't scream. She wasn't like, Simone, she's been very calm. If I were Michaela, I wouldn't be able to keep my composure with anything that she's been through. And then she walks out and gets on the ferry.
It made me sad because I do think that the two liked each other a lot. Like, I think Simone and Michaela were like loved each other and had a very deep connection and relationship. Even if there were lies in there, I think that they did spend so much time together and relied on each other. I feel like that had to contribute to why Michaela walked away so quietly and not putting up a fight, because I'm sure that woman could fight. She's got some fire behind her. And I'm sure it made her sad, but also just like looking in the mirror, like, this is the next version of me. This is who I like trained to be me. Yeah, that ending scene in that kitchen was very dramatic.
Well, the show is called Sirens, and I kind of went into it, especially as I was watching it. It feels very magical. There's a lot of scenes that it just seems like these, specifically Michaela, has magical powers, whether it's the way that she speaks, the ethereal filter that they put on a lot of the scenes, her little bird rehabilitation organization where everybody's just kind of just gives cult, it gives coven. It's unclear. You think that, oh my God, she's manipulating these people, because the mythology are that sirens sing to sailors passing by, causing them to jump to their deaths.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole shtick. Now, I thought at the end they were going to jump to the water and Michaela was going to grow a mermaid tail. Like, I genuinely thought there was some magic to
splash
this.
Of water.
Literally, nor Cleo. There's nothing. Literally, I've got special power that I'm not.
I would have loved that.
But there was none of that. What are your thoughts on that?
I thought something similar. I really, really, really like magical realism in shows and in movies. And I thought that's what this is. And I still technically think, because there were like supernatural elements, it would fall under that. But I couldn't tell if they were actual supernatural elements or if it was just like a stylistic choice. It never really made sense. The magic part of it, the siren, the mythology part of it never really panned out. For example, when Simone and Peter meet on the beach after Simone was fired, and they like make eye contact, and the scenes get blurry and the music gets soft, and you think she's using her like siren powers to lure him, and then all of a sudden he's in love with her and they're engaged. Like, that gives the element of supernatural, but it doesn't make sense in the plot. And every time you got that element of it, it never panned out. Something about that felt really short to me. It felt half-baked.
I wish they would just close the doors and cast a spell and just lean into it.
I wanted them to like grow wings or something. Like, they like really lean into it.
Because it would be so interesting to have this like Big Little Lies perfect couple backdrop, but with magic people like Rich Witch. I want to be a Rich Witch.
I would love that.
Rich Witch.
And it seemed like Michaela was stripped of her supernatural elements as soon as she stopped being Peter's wife. Did you get, like, when she was on that boat, I was like, oh, you're no longer a siren.
Oh, she looked different. She didn't even have that Facetune blur filter.
You could see every single thing on her face.
Every line,
every pore, everything. She wasn't a siren anymore.
She wasn't. She lost her voice like Ariel.
Simone gained it. Simone was the ultimate siren.
Wish I could be part of that world. What would I give if I could live out of
It should have been supernatural, but I feel like it ended up being just a stereotype of what happens when you like go to the rich upper class. Everyone's just trying to kiss asses and morphing into one person, and nobody wants to be individual, and everyone wants to be in like these little friend groups where everyone gasses people up and, Michaela, you're so pretty and blah, blah, blah. But it should have been supernatural. Like, they needed to be under a spell. They should have secretly been amphibians that Michaela made into humans. That would have been a much better plot point, in my opinion.
I agree. They could have done a lot more, but maybe if there's in season 2, they'll dive into, but that would be kind of weird to just bring it up in season 2. So actually don't do that. But, you know.
By the way, she's a witch.
By the way, that was all a dream. Season 1 was a dream.
We start from scratch.
Literally. But I mean, overall, despite all the issues that I personally had, I did enjoy the show. I was kind of hooked from beginning to end just because I didn't know what was going to happen. And it was kind of an interesting take on this feel like Netflix is just cranking out these perfect couple type shows that it kind of had a different twist that made me a little uneasy, and it wasn't just a regular drama.
Yeah. It was like a decent watch. I think I'd recommend someone watch it, but just knowing that may not be satisfied at the end. It didn't have that killer ending that I wanted. It didn't feel good after. They just felt kind of meh. And I wanted more because I really thought halfway through it was going to be incredible. But that's okay.
It was good. It was cute. Anyways, if you've seen the show, share your thoughts with us at Banterly at immigrantlypod.com and engage with us on our socials at immigrantlypods on Instagram and at immigrantly on TikTok.
Banterly is produced by Shayu, written by us, the co-host Maya Shetty and Aidan Taylor. The executive producer and editorial review is done by Sadia Khan.
Our sound designer and editor is Lou Raskin. The Banterly theme music is by Simon Hutchinson, and additional music is by Epidemic Sound.
See y'all next week.